Hey, what's up, guys? Other half 1993 here with a another deck profile. So this is going to be for actually a future deck, not one that's currently able to be played. This is going to be the infamous Pineapple Cat that's getting a lot of hype. For those of you who don't know, in Duelist Revolution sneak peek next weekend, there are two monsters that are coming out: Naturia Pineapple and Naturia Bamboo Shoot. Naturia Pineapple is literally a treeborn frog for plants, with two differences in treeborn. One being that it makes all monsters on your field plant type, and you can't use it if you have any non-beast or plant monsters in your graveyard. Bamboo Shoot, if you tribute a Naturia monster for it, your opponent cannot play spell or trap cards. It's a level 5, 2000 attack, 2000 defense. It is literally a constant cold wave for your opponent. Now, this deck has gotten a lot of hype, and for good reason. One being Pineapple, in general, is just an amazing card. And the other around Bamboo Shoot, just because it's a constant cold wave, and it's a very powerful effect. Now, a lot of people are also hyping this deck up with Rescue Cat, but I think it's really uncertain right now as if Cat is going to be banned or not. Because some people are saying yes, definitely, but some people are saying no, not at all. And pretty much for the same reasons, that it goes together with all the beast support and DREF. Some people will say there's already a lot of beast support and DREF, so they're going to ban Cat because beasts don't need more support. But then you got people saying, well, there's going to be a lot of beast support and DREF, so Cat is going to stay because of that. So I'm going to show you two builds. I'm not going to show you completely different builds because really they're only going to be minor differences. The first build is going to assume that Cat stays, and the other is going to assume that Cat gets banned. Alright, so this is going to be the one with Rescue Cat, as you can see right here. Okay, so first of all, and just to explain, this top row of monsters right here, basically this top row I think is going to be in both decks no matter what. And a lot of the spell traps are too, but I'll get to that. First of all, you got three Naturia Cosmobeat. Cosmobeat, you can special summon it from your hand when your opponent normal summons or sets a monster, level 2 tuner. Personally, I love Cosmobeat. I think it's really fun when your opponent sets a monster to be able to special summon a level 2 tuner. I think it provides a lot of synchro options, especially being able to make beasts with Dandelion. So that's a really good option right there. Plus it just adds extra defense, and I just think in general it's a good card. Next is Naturia Rosewhip. Rosewhip is a level 3 plant tuner with 400 attack, 17 defense. With Great Shogun Shien's effect, your opponent can only play one spell or trap per turn. Rosewhip is really nice because it's a 17 defender. You could also normal summon it and back it up with something like Dust Tornado and a Book of Moon, and kind of acts like a mini Bamboo Shoot. It's also a level 3 tuner, so Rosewhip plus Pineapple equals Naturia Beast. So I just like Rosewhip as an option, and yeah. Now the 4 cards that aren't in this deck, 2 Pineapple and 2 Bamboo Shoot. Whether or not Cat gets banned, I think I'll just keep 2 copies of each. I see a lot of builds with 3 of each, but I tested 3 of each and it doesn't work. In my opinion, it doesn't work because Bamboo Shoot, whether or not you use Cat, isn't going to be totally the main focus of the deck. It's just a win condition, kind of, in a way. And 3 Pineapple. Pineapple is exactly like Treeborn, even in the fact that you can only bring 1 back per standby phase. So I think 3 would lead to dead Pineapples in the graveyard. I might side a 3rd if the opponent sides Crow. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother using 3. Next up, 2 Lone Fires. Fairly obvious, you've got a deck full of plants, so why not use Lone Fire? Spore, an amazing tuner for plants. Again, fairly obvious. Titanial, again, pretty much a staple for plants in my opinion, especially when you're using Lone Fire. I might not use Titanial in the Cat version, but That's just me. I don't know. 2 Dandelion. Staple in, obviously staple in plants. Even if it gets hits to 1, I think this deck is still going to be plenty powerful. And 2 Sniffus. It's a cat it's a cat target. It's a beast, which meets Pineapple's condition, and obviously pretty good plant support. I might cut it down to 1, but 2 has been testing pretty decently, so I like 2. Now this, like I said, this top row of monsters right here, I would use these in either the cat or non-cat variant. But these next monsters right here are going to change depending on whether cat is banned or not. You got the 3 Arbellum. Arbellum obviously being an amazing tuner. It's a nice beater. Gets stuff from hand. I shouldn't need to explain why Arbellum is good in anything with cat. But the main reason cat is good in this deck is Arbellum plus Pineapple equals cat. Or equals Naturia Beast. And Naturia Beast is as you all know, is a level 5 synchro that needs Earth Tuner and non-tuner. Pineapple just so happens to be a level 2 non-tuner, and it's Earth. That's basically why the deck works. Cat, fairly obvious, and 2 Raikou. It's an option with cat, and it's just, I would use it in non-cat variant too, but so that's it for the monsters. Now for the traps, this deck doesn't run a whole lot of traps. I thought about trying to fit in Dimensional Prison, but I still might. I don't know yet. But you got the obvious Torrential, Solemn Call, 2 Dust Tornado, and then you also got 2 Polynosis. For those of you who aren't quite familiar with this card, Polynosis is literally Solemn Judgment, but you tribute a plant instead of paying half your life points. So when you've got your Dandelion, your Spore, your Special Summon Cosmo Beat, those all make excellent targets for Polynosis. And this is, in my opinion, probably one of the more powerful cards in the deck. Just the ability to run 4 Solemns and to stop everything so easily is a pretty good ability. Next on to the spells, you've got the obvious Mind Control, Brain Control. Mind Control, in my opinion, first of all, let me just say that Brain Control is better than Mind Control. If you've seen Dinner for Schmucks, you would get that. Anyway, sorry about that. But Mind Control is especially good because you're running, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tuners in the cat variant. So Mind Control is definitely a must, and then obviously Brain Control. You got Heavy, MST Trunade, Foolish. Those are all obvious picks. 3 Pot of Avarice. 3 might be a bit much. I might cut it down to 2. Not sure yet, but I think Pot of Avarice is a very good card, especially in a deck like this. Next, you got Cold Wave. Between Dust Tornado, Polynosis, these 3 guys, and Bamboo Shoot, you probably won't need Cold Wave all that often, but just because you're running cat and just because there's the potential for you to need Cold Wave, I think Cold Wave should go in anything cat is in, so that's why Cold Wave is there. And finally, 2 Book of Moon. Now, like I said, for the non-cat variant, I'm not going to show you a whole new deck list, but I am going to show you what minor changes I would make. Obviously, if cat gets banned, you can't use cat. And I would cut 2 of the 3 Arbellum. Even without cat, I would honestly use at least 1 Arbellum. Just because, like I said, it's an easy Naturia Beast, and it's a beater, and it discards stuff, so very useful. In place of those 3 monsters, I would use a Super Nimble Mega Hamster, just because you've got a lot of good beast targets for it. A Cactus Bouncer, because it's a level 4 18 beater, and it combos well with Bamboo Shoot. Plus it locks down the opponent just totally. It's like an oppression that you don't have to pay 8 for. So, and then finally, I couldn't find one, or I didn't bother to look for one in all my stuff, but that's not all my stuff, but just an example. But I would also use a 3rd Raikou, just because it adds to the control aspect. Everything else about the monster lineup, like I said, I keep all that the same. Only one change I'd make to the spell trap lineup in general, I'd get rid of Cold Wave, because without cat, Cold Wave isn't really needed. And I'd probably add a 3rd Polynosis, just because a non-cat variant would be far more controlling, and I really do think, like, a lot of people might think 3 Polynosis is unnecessary, but Personally, I found myself needing or wanting this card a lot, and it's just like I said, it's a really powerful card. If Dandelion gets put back to 1, like some people think, and I can kind of see them doing that, kind of, but I think Konami loves Quick Draw enough to keep Dandelion at 2. Anyway, if Dandelion does go back to 1, I might cut a Polynosis just because Dandy is Polynosis' best target. Otherwise, I'd probably keep it the same. Like I said, thinking about cutting 1 Sniffus, but 2 works. And then also, again, like I said, I'd like to fit 1 or 2 dimensional prisons in here, preferably in the non-cat build. But so that's actually going to be about it for this deck profile. The extra deck, it's mostly standard stuff. The few synchros I would use that you probably wouldn't see are first of all Splendid Rose. You can look this guy up. I'm not going to read his effect just because it's really long, but Splendid Rose is a really good plant synchro. You don't even have to use a plant to make it, so that's a plus right there. And it can inflict 33 damage by itself, so it makes for good OTKs. And then also the other, and this should be fairly obvious, but I mean, obviously you want to be using 1 or 2 of these guys, Naturia Beasts. Maybe 3 in the extra deck, probably not. 2 is probably the best number. So that's going to be all for the Pineapple Cat video. And I got more deck profiles and more deck ideas coming on the way. Probably get some duels up sometime this week because I got a lot of free time. So thank you guys for watching. This is the other F1993. Peace out.